Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates and lead master trainer for our Function Pilates teacher training program that we do virtually and in person in Tempe, Arizona. Today's reformer workout is going to be a full body workout, but a strong emphasis on the abdominal muscles. I am working on a balanced body piece of equipment, so for those that are working on a different model at home, I will make those recommended spring settings for you. For those that don't know me, I have over 45 different apparatus workouts here on the channel. It's all in that playlist listed below in detail, from apparatus, from reformer, chair, tower, so you guys can check those out. And for those that are interested in becoming a Pilates instructor or enhancing your own Pilates practice, Function Pilates has its own teacher training course. As I mentioned, we do it virtually and we do in person here in Tempe, Arizona. You can take a look at that information. I'm going to link it down in that description box. And for those that are wanting to become a business owner, own your own Pilates studio in your area, Function Pilates is a groundbreaking franchise, so we're registered in over 30 states. I would love to chat more with you about how you can get started. And I'm also going to link below recommended workouts here I do have on the channel if you like something similar to this workout we're doing today. So for those that are ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and begin and prepare ourselves with our footwork springs. I have 2.5 springs on, which is a little lighter than normal, but we are going to add in some single leg work. So I have 2 reds and a blue. So go ahead and find that medium weight for yourself. Once you're there, just go ahead, lie down, give yourself a little hug with your knees, maybe stretch them up to the ceiling, and we're going to prepare for our warm-up. So legs up, one leg down in an L shape. Just go ahead and get that stretch and then go ahead and switch very slowly to the next. Just again, increasing that stretch, adding in a little pulse there through our hamstring stretch 1 in mat. So adding a little pulse to increase it. Beautiful. If you have any knee issues, go into tabletop. And then from here, we're going to go into double leg stretch. So circle those arms around. We're going to frame the ears by reaching behind, extend the legs, circle them around. Our goal is to maintain a nice curled up position, but if this is bothering your neck, go ahead and lie it down. Seamlessly walking into our single leg stretch. So we're moving a little quickly. Take the breaks you need. Otherwise, really challenge yourself as you go from one exercise to the next here. From this position, go ahead and take a moment. Hands behind the head. Stretch those legs out to a diagonal. Drive them back in. Good. So you're reaching at a diagonal. Drive them back in. Beautiful. Focus on your breath. Let's lift up for our lower and lifts. You know your challenge point. It's easy to lower the legs. It's hard to lift them back up again. So minimize rocking in your torso. Exhale and hold those knees and give yourself a little break. Beautiful job there, guys. So position the heels up on top of the bar. Flex those feet parallel and take a moment. Exhale, press on out. So the nice thing is that our abs are already completely warmed up. So take that into advantage by really drawing those ribs together, scooping your belly down in towards the floor, and focus on a nice stable pelvis here. The other thing I want you to think about is keeping those feet like as if they were pressing against a wall. So there's really zero movement at the ankles. We're going to transfer down to our toes, staying parallel. Exhale to send the legs straight out. Good. So again, challenging yourself to keep your heels lifted, really opening up through the front of the ankle here. How much equal weight distribution do you have in each of your feet? Arms are down long, shoulders away from those ears. Good job. Let's go heels together, toes apart. So really a lot of our fundamental variations with our feet, since we'll add in some other fancier stuff later on to get more deeper into our abs. So enjoy this for now, finding a nice rhythm to your pace and listening to your breath here. Heels up on top of the bar, take it into an externally rotated position, lining your knees up with your shoulders. Exhale takes you out long. Inhale to bend. Beautiful. Nice, strong, active legs here. Think of softening through your jaw and relaxing your forehead. Perfect. Exhale out. Inhale, return. Same wide position. Let's go ahead and elevate those heels as you are pressing equally through your toes. Beautiful job. So connecting deeper into your abdominal muscles, connecting deeper through the facilitation of using your hamstrings and your glutes. Trying to open up the back of the knees here equally as possible. So moving it back into the center, we'll just take it into some prances. Nice and slow. And then when you're ready, you can pick up the pace and transfer into a running position where you're simultaneously moving the legs at the same time, dropping one heel, lifting the opposite. Drop those heels for one final stretch. Keep those heels under as you bend your knees back in again. So back to a parallel hip distance apart, single leg variation. We're taking our right heel on that foot bar, left leg in tabletop, and finding again the equal weight in our hips here. So you don't want to feel like you are putting more pressure on one side of your hip. Nice and stable through your ankle, strengthening through your knee and your hip here as well. Beautiful. Take it to that other side, left heel on, right leg in tabletop. Good. So very energized leg in tabletop. Trying to maintain that 90-degree position behind the knee. Good. Keep breathing. And then we're going to move it down to our toes. So adding a variation here, left leg out to 45, think of driving it in towards your chest to a tabletop position. So a little bit more active movement, a little bit more coordination. So doing the best that you can. If you like tabletop, you can stick in tabletop as well. Perfect. Really focus on that elongation, that energy reaching out through your toes. Other side. Good. Abs are drawn in. Listening to your breath. And really feeling the ribs connecting, narrowing as you take your exhale to press out, and expanding as you inhale to bring it back in. Good. Drop those shoulders, soften your jaw, keep those palms open. And then let's go ahead and return and come back up. So we're adjusting our spring tension to 1.5 springs. So if we are going to do an arm series on our back, go ahead and find something a little bit more challenging that you're used to. And then we're going into some half rollbacks here, another mat warm-up exercise. So feet are on the ledge, arms out in front of you, shoulder level. Scoop that belly, articulate the spine to roll back, and then restack it. So each time you go back, think of challenging yourself a little bit further. Try to not move through those feet. And then really try to relax through your hip flexors. Beautiful. Lower it back. Exhale, return. So adding a little oblique variation, open out to the side and alternate through the spine here. So our biggest goal is keeping that pressure in your feet, keeping the equal weight in your sit bones, and focus on your arm being so heavy as you drag it through center. That's how we're going to connect deeper into our obliques and return up. Good. Lowering ourselves. We're going to open out to a T and open and close through those arms. Holding your position, shoulders down. We're breathing. Beautiful. Scoop that belly. And little pulses all the way. Little tiny pulses to maximize the intensity. About 10 there. Go over to the side. We're not done. Rotate, hold it, and pulse. You got it. Feel that heat internalizing. Carefully, you're going to go over to the left side and finish it off. Little pulses there. So 10 is the number, but you pick your number. If it's 5 today, and you gradually work your way up. Return back up. Beautiful job. Take a nice stretch, push away from that ledge, grab a hold of that foot bar, and then we can go ahead and lie back down. So again, abs are nice and warm. We're going to grab a hold of our handles, or if you're in the loops, that's fine too. Legs come carefully to tabletop, and then take an exhale as you press those arms straight down. Nice. Good. So once again, this is a little heavier than I would normally do, but today we're going to really focus on getting deeper into those abs and getting a little bit more upper body work in towards it. So on your next one, flex up, hold, right into our hundreds. So you can be in tabletop, you can go out to 45, taking that inhale, counting it for 5, exhale it for 5. Beautiful. So find that rhythm, find that pace that works well for you. Arms are long. Hold it there. Let's go ahead and walk the legs down. So same idea. You can continue with the arms, or you can go ahead and challenge yourself with the legs. Inhale it down for 5 counts. Exhale it up for 5 counts. You got it. Stabilize through your hips. Draw those abs down and in. Stay curled up a little bit higher. Chin drops to the chest. Lower everything back down. Beautiful. Arms to a T. Keep it in tabletop if you can. Otherwise, take your break. But we're just moving along here a little faster than normal. Exhale, pull that energy in towards your hips. Arms come back up. They lower, legs go straight up, little footprints here. So curling those hips up just enough to feel the lower portion of our abdominals fire. So think of your toes reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale and exhale. Beautiful. Exhale, press those arms down again, and tricep press. Little breather here. Again, focusing on the back of those arms, but co-contracting with your bicep, so meaning that the entire arm is going to be working. Frog it out, so heels together, toes apart. Taking both handles in the left side. And you're going to rotate through the spine all the way to the left. Exhale. And exhale. Good job. Again, finding the number that works well for you. Lift. Slowly releasing back down again. Good. Switching our hand position. Before we hit that other side, we're going to go ahead and add some arm circles here. Reverse when you're ready. Good. Very mechanical. Find that break. Beautiful job. Lower those heels, and then slowly we're going to start to return and come all the way up for a roll up. Grab a hold of that foot bar and press out. Just walk those feet here one at a time and return and come back in. Good. So from here, we're on one red spring. So find those feet through the shoulder blocks, grab a hold of your handles, taking it to a chest expansion so you're sitting up nice and tall. If this bothers your legs, feel free to bend through your knees. Exhale, take those arms straight back. Beautiful. Take a breath and hold. Feel that work through the back side of your upper back. And then go ahead and soften your knees here to bend them. Feet are flat against the headrest. We're going to take it down. So we're going to be supported by that carriage. So take a deep breath. Exhale to roll and articulate the spine. Legs coming into tabletop, preparing ourselves for a bicep curl. Beautiful. Exhale. To make this a little easier, you can always scooch your tailbone down towards the shoulder blocks. You got it. Exhale, bicep curl, bicep curl. Good. Nice and easy. Again, chin is drawn to the chest, eyesight's down towards the belly button or the pubic bone. Good. Open wide to a T. Again, a very energized tabletop position. However, if this is too challenging, you can always place your feet on the headrest and stay in a curled up position there. There's modifications that can be made for your level. Good. Anywhere from 5 to 10 repetitions here. Deep breath, nice and controlled. Let's lift those arms up, framing the ears. Perfect. Lift and lift. Think of tapping those feet down. Hold those arms strong. You got it. Keep the 90-degree angle behind the knee as we march in place here. Point out through those toes and lower it back down again. Good. Little circles here. Tiny tennis ball circles. Other way around. And feet go back to the floor, or I should say the headrest, and roll yourself back up to a seated position. Beautiful job. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place our loops on so that we're already prepared. So if your handles are on, take this opportunity to place those loops on. We're going to stick to our one red spring, so we're not going to change out our spring. So whatever you had it on, just go ahead and keep it there. The lighter you go with these next exercises, the harder it will be. So if this is hard for you, go ahead and increase the weight. But we're going to go right into a little jumping series here with our foot bar. So prepare yourself here. Interlace those hands behind the head so you can see what you're doing and give it a little jump. Exhale it out, floating those legs. Point out through those toes. And just again, watching your feet land on the foot bar. Beautiful. Keep that chin drop to the chest. And your hands are supporting your neck and head. Good. So lower back down. Let's take our right strap into our foot. And then let's take the left leg into tabletop. So exhale to press down. Now it's so important that we are, again, maintaining a nice equal balance of weight in our sits bones, but we'll lift that right leg straight up again and then lower it down. So be mindful of how low you want to go. Be mindful of maintaining a nice quiet position through your hips. Both legs go straight up. If this works for you, let's lower and lift both legs together. The left leg is the one that is doing a lot of the work here. So again, if you feel like you're struggling a little bit more or more challenged, that is completely normal. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend both knees. So they're a unit. Knees are touching, feet are touching. Think of exhaling as you press through those heels. Maybe visualize pushing a heavy box away. Beautiful. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice and stable. Heels together, toes apart, going right into frog. think of activating through those inner thighs as you stretch those legs out. Remember, shoulders are down, a nice soft jaw. Perfect. And then let's go ahead, find that foot bar. Give yourself a good little hamstring stretch as you pull on that strap. And then carefully go ahead and find your left foot in the strap and remove your right foot out. All right, so left leg towards the ceiling. We're going to go ahead and take right leg to tabletop and continue on this side, lowering and lifting here. So this might feel a little different than the opposite side. So it's great to pay attention to those weaknesses and those dominant sides that we all have. But your right leg is a very energetic tabletop, and you're focusing on that work coming from the back of the left leg. Both legs go towards the ceiling and work as a unit together. Again, if you need to modify for yourself, if this is too challenging, you can always remain that right leg into tabletop. Beautiful. Nice and still, nice and quiet through those hips. Tabletop that position, bending both knees in towards the chest, exhaling out to straight legs. Again, trying to flex through those ankles to encourage a little bit more strengthening. And then also it allows for a deeper connection through the back of those legs too. Beautiful. Finding a number of repetitions that works for you as long as it maintains consistency. Frog, heels together, toes apart, exhale, stretch those legs out to 45. Just feel those inner thighs lifting inward and up as they get stronger. If you can even think about lifting up from your pelvic floor to strengthen those Kegel muscles, add that in to really focus on stabilizing through that pelvis, strengthening through the core. Beautiful. Finish it with that hamstring stretch. Give it a nice little pull. And then we'll carefully come all the way off of it. So take a little butterfly position to stretch out those inner thighs and those hip flexors too. And then we're going to go ahead and take it into semicircle. So finding some spinal articulation through our back. So maintaining that same spring position. Toes are on. You're going to bridge yourself up. You're going to push out to straight legs. Articulate the spine down. Sweep across those springs and continue. So a couple of things to consider here. You can be on your heels. You don't have to be on your toes. But I do want you to have straight arms there. So you're holding onto those shoulder blocks, really pressing them away. Beautiful. Reverse when you're ready, if that feels okay to you. Hips are up nice and high, so you should feel glutes working there. You should feel the articulation of your spine. Our goal is to increase the flexibility. Let your abdominals work with you. Good. Keep those hips nice and high as you pull that carriage in. Slide yourself up. And we're going to go ahead into another set of jumping. So hands behind the head to support it, and we're jumping out. Good. Getting our heart rates back up again, creating that stamina in this flow. So really focusing on that balance. Even if it's in the middle of the foot, landing on that foot bar, find what works best for you today. And then carefully we're going to sit ourselves up. Excellent. All right, guys. So we should feel warm at this point. We're going to go into some full body integration 2 exercises. So at this point, our body should be really nice and warm. So toes are going to go on that carriage. You're going to fold over forward. And when you're ready, fingertips are facing forward, including your thumb with your index finger. It's a reverse pike. So exhale to lift those hips up, off that foot bar, so you're floating. If you need extra assistance, add more weight, like a quarter spring or a half spring. But you're using your abdominals to emphasize the movement here. You got it. Nice strong shoulders, eyesight down. And then take a seat for safety. Good work. So if that was challenging, you know where it'd be great for you to progress and track with that exercise. So going into long back stretch, fingertips are facing forward, feet are supported by the shoulder blocks. So it's a tricep dip and then it's a dragon reverse plank. So soften those elbows, press, lift those hips, drag your body back so you can feel the upper back working. A tricep dip, and if that's all you can do today, then that is already an accomplishment. Beautiful job. Nice and slow. Feel the progression. Your entire body should be working here. Let's do it again. And drag, 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 and then carefully take a seat. Nice work. All right, another stretch there. Those are great stepping stones to, or I should say milestones that you guys should feel like you've really got accomplished somewhere. So if you didn't do that today, it's not out of reach. So find that box. Let's go long box. And again, I haven't really changed the springs here. So I'm still on that one medium, that one red spring. So support your head if you can. Find tabletop. Go ahead and reach for that foot bar. Just stretch your arms out for me. And we're just going to go into these overhead presses. So if you're one who have shoulder injuries, this would not be an ideal exercise for you since this is an overhead press. You could always just recreate the abdominal work here. But we're going to lower and lift those legs as a unit. Again, try not to lose the shape behind the knee. That's what makes this so challenging. Beautiful. Straighten those legs up. Bend and straighten out through the arms. And it shouldn't feel very heavy either. So if it does, make sure you lower the weight. And then let's challenge ourselves with those lower and lifts again. So inhale to lower, exhale, really use your breath to lift yourself back up again. Good. Bend those knees. Extend one leg at a time. And we're going to add in some coordination, which can be quite challenging because I have arms and legs moving at the same time, but you can pick one or the other if that works better for you. Good. Reach and bend. So legs go out, arms go out, everything bends back in. Beautiful. We're going to open and close the legs here. So think of windshield wipers. Straight up towards the ceiling, open and close. Again, a modification is tabletop too. So if straight legs is too difficult, find tabletop and you can go ahead and continue that way. Carefully sit yourself up, and then we're just going to flip over to our stomach here. So legs are separated, so we don't compress the spine, and just find that nice, wonderful swan here. So activate the back side of the legs, lift the chest, really feel that low back stretching. Because our goal with Pilates is that we're moving in all planes of motion here. So we've done stuff on our back. We're on our stomach. We've done some sitting. We've done some articulation. And that's the goal, is that we really want to work the spine in a healthy way as long as we're able to. Good. And then carefully, once you are ready, that feels good, let's go ahead and come on off, and we'll finish it with a couple roll downs. Nice work today. So sweep those arms up. Let's take a dive. Reach for the floor. Feel that stretch. Feel the accomplishment in your body. Restack, shrug those shoulders back. One more time, let's lift up and lower back down. Beautiful. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you're new, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and I would love for you to be a subscriber. I will see you next time.